Welcome to American Hammers TV. We have a very special episode today. We've decided to bring on a couple of our most famous viewers, really. People who've watched, almost every single one of our episodes, if not all of our episodes, have been in the chat room with you all. I mean, if you're watching, you probably know who they are. We got Gabe from Austin, and we have Wally from Philly. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Good to finally meet you. I mean, I see you all the time, but
Yeah.
it's great to finally
Yeah.
talk to you.
Yeah, same here, really. I mean, we banter back and forth. Even like I'll be in there in the chat room with you guys while we're doing the show, but I've never actually seen you guys, so it's pretty cool. Real quick, I'm gonna have a special person here mention our sponsors real quick.
Everybody, please like and subscribe and use code Hammers15 when you order your Strava Craft coffee.
Thanks, brother.
Right, good job, buddy.
The link is in the description below. Strava Craft coffee, as everybody knows, I drink this not just in my shows, all the time. It's fantastic stuff. I'm running low, so Strava Craft, please send me some more. It's great stuff. And listen, till June 30th, there is a 15% off coupon if you use, like my son said, Hammers15. So that's awesome. Also, we're going to be getting some mugs soon, some custom mugs from a company called Drinkware Designs. Check them out at drinkwaredesigns.com. I don't have the link in the description yet, but if you can understand what I'm saying, Drinkware Design. No, I guess I can't either. Drinkwaredesigns.com. They're awesome. They do, the thermos mugs, with the custom print on it, and also the ceramic coffee mugs. Wayne from Dallas has been drinking their mugs every single episode with his Jameson and whatever else he's got in there. So Jameson, if you're listening, please go ahead and sponsor Wayne or sponsor us. That'd be fantastic too. There was something else. Oh, the shirts. Listen, so far we've sold 12, whether it be sweatshirts or t-shirts.
We're gonna sell a couple more because I haven't bought mine yet. So
we have as of today we have 5 days left, and then we're gonna be opening up a whole new shop, and the same thing will apply. We'll definitely do the 20%. We'll give the 20% to Isla's and Isla's Fight and the DT38 Foundation. But this particular campaign, I mean, this was a special one just because this was coming off of the whole Hammers Chat 24-hour thing that kind of just said, you know what, let's just put some t-shirts out there and see what happens. And if we actually sell any, I wasn't expecting to sell any. We've sold 12. So I'm like, you know what, we'll open up a shop too after that. But there's still 5 days left. Probably if you're watching this tomorrow, if you're in the UK, there's 4 days left. And they're affordable, but they're high quality stuff too. They're not just the rinsy dincy Gildans or whatever. They're high quality clothing. And there's the sleeve.
Who did our logo, Tim? Somebody who did that logo for us? Do you remember?
Oh, you put me on the spot, dude.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. You know what? I'm gonna find out. We're gonna, I'll look it up. We'll mention him because that's an awesome logo. I love it.
It is. I did the original one on some free app with ads that kept bothering the crap out of me, and on my iPhone, and I whipped that up in like 10 seconds. You know what I mean? So this guy put some effort into it for us, and that was fantastic. He was referred to us by Irons United. He also did their logo, and I like their logo a lot too. So he offered to do it for us, and I really appreciate that. That was really fantastic, especially early on in what we're doing. That was a huge help. So anyway, things are going great. I just to let you know too, real quick. Sorry to hold you guys off, Gabe and Wally, but there's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be really cracking down and adding more content on the channel. It looks like we're going to be trying to make this like an actual, television programming almost, where we're going to try to add content every single day. So we're in talks with certain people about adding shows for us on our channel. Like we've mentioned before, the cooking show with Gary. That's definitely going to start this summer. And then starting tomorrow, we're going to be adding a transfer rumor / happenings, current events, whatever, with Scott Davis is going to be hosting that, along with Keith, who we've had on, he, from American Ironworks. And also he was, in Houston, the Bayou Ironworks. And now he's in Albuquerque. And then Justin, the guy who's going to be doing the Thursday shows with Lee from Chicago Hammers, is going to be doing that as well with Scott and Keith. And then a guy that Wayne referred to us, that he absolutely knows everything about West Ham. And he's so, he's only in his, I think, 20s or something like that, but he's super knowledgeable. James Hayes out of Texas. So, those 4 guys are going to be doing a once a week transfer roundup type deal, and, hashing out the rumors. What should we do? And they're all, listen, 4 different opinions, which is going to be kind of cool. And they're all, well spoken, articulate, and they'll be really neat. It starts tomorrow night, just so you know.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
And by the way, it was Dan who did our logo. His Twitter handle is at FanDanGoals. If you guys, I don't know if he does this for a living or not, but I love our logo. I just wanted to mention him. Wanted to make sure he got credit for that now that we're plastering it all over T-shirts and stuff. So that's all I know about him. It's Dan.
Yep, FanDan Goals. That does ring a bell now. Yeah, that's he did a fantastic job. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And just real quick, also we're going to be having. I got to mention the next couple of shows. So tomorrow at 2:00 Eastern time, we're going to have Ryan from West Ham Fan TV on. That'll be awesome. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Ian Bishop, which is just awesome.
Amazing. Amazing.
And that'll be fantastic for us. And then on Thursday, we're going to have at least 2 of the West Ham women, both of which are Americans, Brooke Hendricks and Erin Simon, possibly a third, they said. So I'm not going to say who it is because it's a possibility. And that will be interviewed by Allie, Lee, and Justin. So that'll be fantastic.
Really looking forward to that. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be cool.
All right. So we got that out of the way. Now, geez, that took a long time. Anyway.
Gabe just turned 18 while you were doing all that. So
I turned 18 a while ago. I think I'm older than all of your listeners and viewers. So.
Oh, I don't know about that. We got some old school hammers who watch.
Okay.
We do.
And,
they're vocal as well.
Yeah,
they are. So let's give you each a turn here and go into how you got into West Ham and why on earth. Let's start with Wally since he was first on today. Let's Wally, how'd you get into West Ham, man?
Well, okay. First of all, I wanted to thank you for turning me on to this. And it's getting kind of empty. I'm going to need to buy some more. So
that's the same stuff I drink too.
Yeah. The 120. Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, I drink it in the morning, and it's great. And no jitters or anything.
No, not at all.
And Lee, this is what you need: a coffee grinder. Then you can grind up your beans. Okay, it's just this.
My mom is the only one in the house who drinks coffee. My wife and I don't drink coffee. She uses a Keurig, so she puts the little cartridges in there. So we're very unsophisticated when it comes to coffee. So we have this beautiful bag. In fact, I had it sitting with me up here in the attic for a long time so I could put it on the camera. But we have this beautiful bag of Strava Craft coffee, which is unopened, unused thus far.
Just so you know, Lee,
yes.
I have a French press. The best way to drink this is out of it's pressed. I mean, that's the absolute best way to drink it because the oils come off the beans so well. That way, when you grind it and when you actually boil it and press it, the oil is it's so rich. So it's a lot better. But I also have one of those the K-cup cups, the empty one that you pour the grinds in and close it and put it in. They sell those at like Market Basket, dude, for like.
Oh, they do?
For like $7 or even Walmart, man. Trust me, you can find one there. Yeah. So you don't need to actually buy a K cup. You can actually buy that thing and pour it in and stick it in just like a regular K cup, and it's still awesome that way. But they recommend obviously French press, which again those aren't expensive all, dude. Like Marshall.
Yeah, I've got one.
Oh no, it's not the money. It's more just forgetting to get one.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just. But no, I mean they're everywhere. Is my point. It's easily accessible. Yeah, if you need to find one, you can find one, and for dirt cheap too. That's cool. Okay. So anyway, back to Wally, man. Come on, how'd you get into West Ham?
Okay,
thank you about that though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I go back a long time. I'm originally from Detroit. I was born and raised in Detroit, so I've been a long time, Detroit team fan, and in particular the Lions.
Fan. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Lions, I'm still waiting for the Lions to, do something for me. So I'm used to this team. But anyway, when I was in 5th grade, my dad, worked for car companies, and we went. He did an overseas stint, and we were in London for a year. And I went to the American School of London. And it's still there. That it's mostly American kids and a lot of kids traveling in. But when I got there, you want to fit in. You're a new kid in the school, and they're like, "Well, you guys, you got to have a team, a soccer team." And like, I didn't know anything about the soccer, but they were like, telling me different teams. Oh, there's Arsenal and Chelsea and Manchester United, Liverpool, or even Tottenham. And I'm like, okay. And then I still wasn't too impressed. And then this guy goes, well, there's this little club, called West Ham, and they 4 years ago, in other words, 1966, they won the World Cup. And I'm like, okay, I'm sold. That's the team.
Right.
So each kid would, and I think there was one other kid who said they were West Ham. So that started it. Not that I ever went to a game or anything then, but then the year later we moved to Coventry, which it's kind of like the Detroit of, or it used to be anyway. I don't know if it's a lot of the factories were there. The auto factories were in Coventry. So I went to a British school then. From then on for about 6 years.
Wow.
And got a lot of grief for being a Yank and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they would say, like, what team do you support? So I would just pull out, oh, West Ham. And that actually gave me some credibility because all the kids thought they were really tough. And most of them were Coventry City supporters.
Yeah.
And very few of them would go to the games back then because it was pretty rough. This was, back in the skinheads days and all that stuff. But they would sing to me, Bubbles, right? And they would change the words and say, like West Ham, fades and dies or whatever.
Yeah. That's funny because ...
Well,
where's Coventry City now?
Oh, well, yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah, they can talk.
They were in the top flight for like 35 years.
They were
Yeah,
amazing.
they were. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the longest stretches without relegation. Yeah.
They were a good team back in the day.
Yeah. Do now. Yeah.
But I just thought they were just, goofing on West Ham. I didn't realize that Bubbles was the song for, West Ham. because it's kind of pathetic, that song, Bubbles and fading and dying. And I never understood until much later that was actually the song. And they, had a twist on the words just to obviously, give me a hard time. But anyway, so over the years, I've always, haven't been a supporter or anything, but whenever I get a British paper or something, I check, West Ham's in the second division. Okay. Oh, they're in the first division or they won or whatever. But up until about 6 years ago, then I started seeing the soccer games on in the mornings. And, I get up early and I got a dog and we, hang out and watch these soccer games. And that's when I started trying and watch the West Ham games and really actually got into it more and started following West Ham.
Cool.
So that's kind of where the genesis came from.
Nice.
And yeah.
You were in England. That was in the 70s then you were in school over there.
Yeah, the 70s. Yeah. Yeah, I actually took my O levels, which I think they have a different name now, but
you didn't pick up the accent, or if you did, it's gone again.
Oh, I did pick up the accent. Yes. So yeah, that was the way you had to fit in, was pick up the accent. I quickly picked up the accent, and but there were certain words like Saturday. I would say like Saturday, and over there they say Saturday or something.
Yeah.
So people knew you might have been American, but anyway. But I remember I had a good friend, and his dad was a doctor, and this school I went to was an all boys, private. They call them public schools, but it was pretty exclusive. And so my friend's dad, who was a doctor, was like, "Well, what team do you like?" And I said West Ham, and he was like, "Wow, well, you must be as hard as nails if you." So I definitely got some credibility saying I liked West Ham.
That's all you had to do. It's for somebody was trying to bully you, or that's all you had to do was say you were a West Ham supporter. They'd be like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Right. Fine.
I'm gonna call up my buddies from East London, and But yeah, so that's basically.
So West Ham and the Lions. Okay, so West Ham have gone 125 years, whatever it's been, without winning the league, at least the top division. The Lions have never even been to the Super Bowl. I know.
No, they haven't.
They have hosted a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes.
They won an NFL championship, I think, last time in the 1950s, like when Bobby Lane was there.
That's right. Yeah.
Have
Dick
you
Night Train Lane.
I've never thought that maybe
From Austin.
You ever thought that maybe it's you? It's you're the reason that The Lions.
I definitely have. Yes, it's definitely.
Oh man.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we love having you as a fan anyway. So
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and I've been learning a lot, and you guys are doing a great job. So anyway,
Well, we appreciate that, man. Listen, both of you, like we love seeing you guys there. We look forward to seeing you guys in the chat room every single week, every single episode.
I've been looking forward to this show more than
we notice when you're not there.
A long time. That's true. I mean, we've talked to Kenny Brown, we've talked to some really cool people, but I've looked forward to this show more than any other because I've really wanted to talk to you guys. And Gabe, especially you, my young friend growing up in Texas, just the way I did, since I have to mention that on every episode of the show. So how did you get into West Ham, and will you live to see us win a title? That's the biggest question, because none of the rest of us will. But maybe
Probably not.
What's your story?
It starts in 2012, a lot later than Wally's. I would go to Arkansas every summer to just for summer because my family lives up there. I'm one of the only ones in Texas on my mom's side, and I would go up there a lot. So I would get really bored of what I was doing in my aunt's house. So I'd go next door and play soccer on my next door neighbor, who's really cool. I would go play soccer with him, like in his front lawn. And turns out he was from East London and he supported West Ham all his life.
Oh,
that's awesome.
So I remember watching the 2012 Euros with him, and I like fell in love with it then watching the sport because I've always played it. So I started really getting into it, and then he introduced me to West Ham. And then that's pretty much how I got into it. But I really got hooked around 2014, the season. Big Sam's last season. So that's when I really got into it. But yeah.
Was this like an older guy who lived next?
Yeah, he was older.
Is he still at Arkansas?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while. I haven't been to Arkansas in a while, but.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Sorry, I have a little bit of an anti-Arkansas bias.
Do we have any? I don't know if we have any Arkansas supporters. I mean, that we know of. Yeah.
It's not pretty over there. Yeah, you'll see a lot of like Confederate flags and all that stuff too.
No, that's the South. Oh yeah,
yeah.
It gets a little rough. It's sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there. So you played. He would play soccer with you in the front yard, and he introduced you to West Ham. So he's probably up for some sort of child abuse charges by now at some point for introducing you to West Ham, I'm sure.
Yeah, he needs to get.
Well, it's funny. I used to have some neighbors 2 doors down, and they had little kids who were really into soccer. And the dad was he was a former college player, so his one son was, it's like 5 years old, and he's doing really well. But of course, they would support like Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And the dad admitted that he was Man United fan, and so I would tell him about West Ham. And so I'm proud to say that those kids know about West Ham. And they had a daughter too, and I would go over there with our dog because they had a similar dog. And she would like draw with the driveway chalk, on the driveway.
Nice.
So I taught her how to write West Ham because that's pretty easy to write,
Yeah,
that's true.
She would write it in big letters, and her dad would come home from work and see that, West Ham, and he would like roll his eyes. He was like, "Oh, please." It was pretty funny. And then one time, the one kid said to me in all earnestness, he was like, and he would call me Walt, and he said, "Walt, West Ham isn't that good."
Oh my God.
I was like, I know, because he's used to his team like winning all the time, and he would get real upset when like Real Madrid would lose, or something. I'm like, listen, I got good character for you, like supporting West Ham, but
yeah, anyway. my 8-year-old, my son Isaac did come to me at one point during the season and say, "Daddy, why does West Ham never win?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, we do. It's just, I mean, listen, he's not really a big sports fan, but he's a little kid, growing up in New England in this era. And so everybody's a winner. You know what I mean? Like the Patriots win, the Red Sox win, everybody's a winner. So I think to the extent that he ever pays attention to sports, it's because somebody's just won another championship, right? So I think he wonders why West Ham, it doesn't work the same way. Like, well, it's
back in Big Sam's, I think first and second seasons in the Premier League with us, not the championship season, like the first two in the Premier League. And my son was much younger back then too, maybe 5 or 6 really, and he'd watch the televised games with us. And back then, it's some the games that were actually on NBC, not NBC Sports or whatnot. We're always against Manchester United or whatever. And you know how Big Sam was. He was happy with the draw. He was super excited about a draw against the big clubs. And yeah, sure, he beat Chelsea, but that to me, that's not a big club. That's it's just no. I mean, like Man City, Man United, etc. And I'm telling you, it was never pretty. It was never pretty against them, especially at Old Trafford. And that's something to be like every season. Whenever West Ham played Old Trafford, that was a game that was on NBC, and it was never good. And my son was like, I don't want to watch this.
Does Max watch? Does Max pay attention to West Ham?
Max is upstairs right now. He just got his Xbox back after fulfilling his punishment, and he has my father bought him FIFA, and he's now playing with West Ham as we speak upstairs right now.
Nice.
I had to pull him away for the game, so he's learning all the players and whatnot. Now he's interested really, and my daughter is interested just because she loves the colors and the crossed hammers, and she'll see, there's not construction companies, but like yard work companies or landscaping or whatever, that'll have like a hammer, like 2 hammers or something like that, even, or a hammer and something crossed, and she'll be like, oh, West Ham, she gets that. So eventually, and she's really good at soccer compared to Max, but no, Max is amazing at video games though. That's the thing. So he's learning the players too. He's telling me that his favorite player right now is freaking Arnautovic, and I'm like, no, no, you don't know, you don't understand. He's like, no, but he's so easy to score goals with in this game. He's like the best player, and I'm playing with him. Like, yes, but no.
And he hasn't updated the game since January. That's why.
Yeah.
It's like the version that came out at the beginning of last season, not the update from January. That's
Just so you guys know, we do have one person in the chat room already, and that's Gary from South Carolina, and he said evening, gentlemen, and also says he typed out Saturday, so it's Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday. Yeah, no T. So he is watching. That's cool.
Gabe, are you a big FIFA guy? Do you play a lot of FIFA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of FIFA.
Are you brave enough to play as West Ham?
Yeah, I do the career mode where you can you're the manager.
Yeah.
So I always make West Ham like the greatest team on earth. I have Mbappe, Neymar.
Nice.
Within 3 or 4 years, I'll have them amazing, winning undefeated seasons in the Premier League, all wins, no draws, no losses.
I gotta love video games, man.
Champions League.
That's awesome.
That's a beautiful
Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup.
You said there was nobody. I know. I mean, we've talked before through Instagram and stuff like that. You said there was not really any West Ham fans in your school, at least. But now in your area, man, down in Texas, there's a lot of soccer players down there. The soccer's really big. I mean, have you noticed on the street even any people wearing West Ham shirts?
No, not at all.
None, really.
The people at my school are all Arsenal fans and Manchester City fans.
That's because they have no souls. That's why they have no character, no souls.
It's the best day ever. Yeah, it's the best day ever coming back to school. Whenever we beat Arsenal 1-0.
See, you get to have that experience, whereas they expect to win. If we win, it's a big deal. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling us which school you go to?
Austin High School.
Oh, there's an Austin High School.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one just called Austin. I knew there's Westlake and a few others, but.
Westlake's our rivals.
Westlake's your rival. Okay. Westlake's the only one.
The other thing I want to mention real quick was that I thought you were going to be wearing your Texas jersey today.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you said you were going to do that. And you're going to, I forgot to tell Lee to put his TCU on too.
No, I don't want to. I don't cross the streams. I'm not crossing the streams. Brawley can wear his blue shirt. I really don't care. When I come on American Hammers TV, I'm wearing West Ham. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
I don't want to get into all that other stuff, but while you've been in Austin, you pretty much have to be a Texas fan, I would imagine. What's
There's a few A&M fans around, actually.
No, you don't get involved with them. You know that. No, that's Texas is fine. A&M, that's a weird situation down there, man. That's really weird.
It's the first lesson my dad taught to me.
So do you just watch the games like Saturday mornings, like at your house, just chilling out, or what do you
Yeah.
do?
Wake up early, watch the games. Try not to wake up everyone in my house if we score.
Yeah.
Do you have like brothers and sisters who were there with you, or?
Sister, she's a senior. She'll be off soon. She's going to Spain, so
Oh wow,
That's cool.
cool for her.
That's nice. Yeah.
I'll be the only. Yeah, I'll be the only one in here except for my mom and my dad. But
So your sister doesn't.
Yeah.
She's not a fan. She doesn't care.
no,
Yeah. So it's just you in the house.
yeah, pretty much me. And I can talk to my dad about it, but he's not like gonna wake up early to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, he's just knows about it.
Now, do you play?
Yeah, I play soccer for my high school team.
Oh, you
play.
do. Nice. That's
yeah.
cool. How's your? What are you guys 6A?
Yeah,
Okay.
6A.
Yeah, 'cause my old hometown is 5A now. Midlothian is 5A now, which is insane because it was like 2A when we moved there 40 years ago. But Midlothian is a good little team sometimes. They make little playoff runs. How'd you guys do this season? Well, you was back in the fall, I guess. You played in the fall, so.
No, it was in the winter.
Oh, in the winter.
It was like
how'd you guys do?
January to March. We did all right, but I'm on the JV team because I'm a freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman.
So it's really hard to get in the varsity.
Yeah, you got good time then. Yeah.
It was a really big jump up from 5A to 6A. Last year our team made playoffs for 5A, but we just got moved up to 6A. So it was tough, but we did all right. I think we had like an even record, something like that.
That's really good. That's 6A is the biggest. No, nobody else here knows except for Gabe and me. We're the only ones who know this, but
Yeah.
6A is the top division of Texas schools. It's done in terms of size.
Yeah.
So when you move to 6A, you play in the biggest of the big. You can't get any bigger than that. So
So
do you wear your West Ham shirt to training to practice?
No, no, I can't.
Well, let me ask you this: how much trouble do you get with your friends for supporting West Ham? Do they give you a hard time for being West Ham?
Yeah, they give me a really hard time. Every time we lose, they're on me. They're like texting me.
Now, how were they when we beat Tottenham?
We'll be in League 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. But they're all saying like West Ham's going to be in League 2 someday, or West Ham is in League 2. Like we're going to get relegated.
No way. Not with the 60,000 stadium. There's no way they'll let that happen.
West Ham have never been below the second division, ever in the history of the club. Never been below the second division.
Yeah.
A lot of clubs can't.
They thought it was They thought it was really funny when I was like happy that we were saying that we're safe and I don't have to worry about it this year like I have been doing the other years. Because they're Arsenal fans, they don't know.
I know that feeling though. We know that feeling. We know how that goes. It's still going to be all that much sweeter someday. When we get to the promised land and we do win a major trophy, it's going to make it all that much sweeter for us than it is for them. Because we're not used to it, and it's going to be a bigger deal for us.
So,
it's going to be a really big deal.
Let's get into a couple other things here. Like I have, I was wondering. We'll get both your opinions on this, but what was your favorite match of the season, Wally? What do you? What was your most exciting match this season?
It's got to be the Tottenham game. That was awesome. Plus, when I was watching football or soccer, my wife would come down sometimes, and well, first of all, my son pointed out I was watching. This was before I could watch the West Ham games on the app or whatever. So I was watching whatever's on, and it was Tottenham, and my son was like, "That guy there looks totally English," and he's talking about Harry Kane.
Yeah.
So my wife decides that Harry Kane is really cute, and she's going to be a Tottenham supporter.
Wow, that's bizarre on so many levels.
So that was beautiful that we beat Tottenham in their brand new spanking in their brand new spanking stadium, and that was just glorious. And the thing is, my wife doesn't stay on top of it or anything, so I only point out when like West Ham is beating Tottenham or Tottenham managed to screw something up like the Champions League.
Also, she thinks West Ham is a great club and Tottenham are a bunch of losers.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah,
that's great.
But Harry Kane is cute, so
I can't. That's a shocking revelation to me.
Yeah,
but whatever. I mean.
We have some good banter, so it makes for entertainment.
If it makes you feel any better, I think you're better looking than Harry Kane. So
Oh wow, thank you.
We're too
Tell
much-
my wife that.
I will. I'll tell her. Next
Well-
time. Next time I'm in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. I'll
Yeah.
tell her.
Gary says divorce her. He also says
Agreed.
tell Gabe that I'll come out to a game and sort them fuckers out. In the good old Gary fashion. I love Gary.
You
Get it going on the stands.
You got to bring Gary to your school one day.
Dude, you got to. You have him cheering you on, man. Intimidating the other team. Oh,
Got to bring.
Well-
You got to bring Gary to some of your games because that'll change everything.
oh yeah. Yeah, he'll come up with a song for you. He'll be singing your name.
Not score many goals though. I'm a defender. Center defense.
Oh, either way, man.
That's all right.
That's my favorite right there. Go
I
ahead.
my
love
favorite too.
Defenders are my favorite players. This is my Issa Diop shirt that I bought this season. Defenders are my favorite. Yeah.
I'm getting a
Yeah,
Diop
man.
home shirt this season.
Nice. Yeah, I love the away shirt. I got to get an away shirt.
The home is growing on me every single day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
getting more and more. I mean, when it first came out, it was like, but now it's growing on me.
I sort of
So-
like when I saw the players wearing it. I started to like it.
We're going to get into the jerseys in a minute, because I want both their opinions on that. But Gabe, what was your game of the season?
There's two that really stood out to me. Arsenal was one of them. The 1-0 win.
Yep.
Just because my friends are Arsenal fans. My friends that play soccer. And I couldn't wait to tell them, wake up early for that. And Tottenham, of course, just because it was away. It was a massive win. I woke up all my family when we scored.
Nice.
Got a lecture.
Yeah, because that was an early morning. That wasn't that a 7:30 game or something like that.
Yeah, 6:30 over here.
6:30 in Austin. Yeah, that's right.
They
Yeah,
were all sound asleep. Saturday.
you must have loved that.
Yeah. It was amazing.
And
Just
then-
like I told everyone in my school.
That's fantastic.
Those are the moments that make it worthwhile for being
yeah.
a West Ham supporter.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
for those moments.
It looks like Wayne just jumped in the chat room and says, what's up, guys, to both of you. So,
Hey Wayne.
So
Wayne, power down there, or is he like?
yeah, I guess so. He just popped in, so I must be all good now. Yeah, Wayne, you safe from the tornadoes there, buddy?
yeah, there was 3 of them coming towards us earlier.
Damn. All right, so let's get into kits.
My favorite topic. My favorite topic. Yes.
Kits. What are your thoughts on the kits, guys? Let's start with let's go in order again. Let's start with Wally. What do you think, man? Home and away. What do you
Well,
like?
I really like the away kit. That's
Mhm.
awesome, and especially I hear that you can somehow get it without the logo, the Betway
That's true.
logo.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to that because our jerseys on American football teams and things, they don't have sponsorship. So having this sponsorship, a lot of times I see a rival's jersey and I'm not sure who it is. I forget to look at the badge. I'm like seeing Fly Emirates, and then I'm like, well, who is that? But
Yeah, it could be Arsenal or who else has Fly Emirates?
Real Madrid.
Real
Oh.
Madrid.
Yeah,
Or-
honestly. The French team.
Yeah, what's that French team that has them again?
No, I'm
They're
not
really
going to
good.
say it.
I tried.
No,
I
wait,
tried.
if you want to talk about Saint-Étienne have a new manager. and
Oh yeah, Santiago.
I
There you
thought
go.
they made Europa League.
the only green team in France that they're at least called by that color. I'm not going to mention the other one. I don't like them. I've never liked them. I did go to a few of their games, but no, I'm not going to mention them.
You give us
Okay.
so much joy in the chat room when you say that name, Lee.
I only went there because I used to live there, and it was like I took a bus from my apartment to the ground, and it took like 20 minutes, and it was easy. And I used to get free tickets from work, so that was it.
So, Wally, did you order a kit yet, or are you?
No, in fact, I wanted to like this jersey here.
Mhm.
The family down the street with the soccer crazy family, they've since moved away, but they got me this jersey because I watched we watched their dog sometimes because it got along with our dog, and they gave me this jersey.
That's
So
awesome.
I don't actually really know how to get jerseys. Do you get them through the London?
Through the shop. It's just a pain in the ass if you're an American, really,
okay.
to
Okay.
sign
Yeah, that's
yourself
what I
up.
wondered.
Yeah.
You gotta go on eBay. There's tons of them on eBay.
Okay. Or
Yeah.
eBay.
I got an old Paolo Di Canio era
Yeah.
shirt on eBay.
But the new ones take time, but
The new ones you can find on eBay now.
Yeah,
they're like 4 or 5 years old.
Signing up to the shop is tricky, man. And then once you're in the shop, it's awesome. It's fine. But now the pre-order's over, and for whatever reason, and it's not 50 pounds anymore. It's back up to 55 pounds a jersey. Yeah. So if you're gonna get one, jump on it.
There's free printing until I think the end of the week, something like that.
Ooh.
But I buy my shirts at the end of the season when they go on sale.
Yeah.
I'm kind of that's where I would be.
You know, everybody. Well, that's the thing. So I'm thinking about waiting until the end of the season to get the away one. But I think everybody's gonna be going for the away one. I think I'm gonna go for the home one.
Yeah, the home one is nice. The thing is, I like to get players on the back. I know that not everybody does that, but I like to get a player's name and number on the back. And I know that if I do that at the beginning of a season, it's an absolute guarantee that one, the player gets injured, or two, he transferred. There's no question about it. You know what I mean?
That's what Wayne said too, man.
You almost have to go with like a Mark Noble as a tribute or something,
See, they thought they were being really good to me.
But
I would wear that, man. I don't care. He gave us great memories, man.
Yeah.
I would wear.
I'll never forget that.
I sort of think he left West Ham to save his family, even though I don't like the way he did it. I kind of don't blame him, and I don't hate him as much as I hate maybe some other players.
It's not the first time someone's ever done that. And at the same time, and you just think about all the good things he did for us. When was it? Dude, we finished 7th that season, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when's the last time we finished 7th? Other than championship, obviously. You know what I mean? We finished higher than that. Well, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
I think Harry Redknapp had some team in the late 90s maybe that did it.
Like that was 8th, but I mean, if it was 7th, I mean that's still. But I mean, the point is, when's the last time? And he was a major contributor to that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll never forget that.
Look, it's not like he went to Tottenham, right? He went to Marseille. He went back home. I don't like the way he quit on the club. I don't like that. But he didn't go to Tottenham or Manchester City or someplace like that and come back and score a boatload of goals against us.
I was rereading an article about that today, as a matter of fact, that they kicked him out of the WhatsApp group, for the players.
Yeah.
And Obiang was the administrator and was like, you know what, I'm deleting your number, and Noble and Collins, I think, were the ones that told him flat out, like, you're not part of the team anymore. Yeah. I mean, that's a trip. I totally forgot about that.
Well, they did what they had to do. I mean, I don't do that. And because again, he quit on the team, and nobody can do that.
Well, I don't have a single name or number in any of my jerseys because I'm cheap. And this one I got off eBay, so it was a little late in the matter. But no, it's just by the time I get to it, like you said, once it comes clearance time, I'm just not thinking of it. I should have got Tompkins, and maybe a Collison or something, but.
If I come into some money, I'm going to buy you a Fabianski, but it's only.
Dude, speaking of
the FA Cup, you're getting a Fabianski jersey.
Okay,
you go.
Deal. There you go. Listen, I went on eBay the other day to look for James Tompkins jersey, like a West Ham one. Figuring that if I want to find it online, an older one, I found it on eBay, and I did. I found a game worn size medium. Apparently, he's a fucking size medium. It doesn't make any sense. He's like 6 foot. Taller than me. No, he's super skinny though. Yeah, but the thing was, it was like $350, and I'm like, no, he's not. I don't love him that much, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, I could buy like fucking 20 of these back here.
That's hefty, man.
Yeah, but all right. So, Gabe, what do you think about the kits, man?
I actually really like both of them. I think the away kit is a thing of beauty. It's really amazing.
Yeah, me too. Now, what do you guys think about the short situation on the home kits? Like, start with you, Gabe.
Shorts. I would like to see how it looks like on field, because I think that's really how I decide how it goes. But I would really like to see blue shorts. I really like how blue shorts look on the Claret kit.
I do
blue
too.
Or white.
We talked about this before. I do too, but I really think that's usually what they designate for, because they usually do have the white shorts.
The away game, yeah.
So yeah, for the away game, and if they have to wear the Claret shirt, they always do the blue shorts for the away. But I kind of dig it, man. The way the top, because the way the top is the light blue, and then it just blends.
Yeah,
I kind of like that for a change, and I hope it's a one-off thing, and I hope we never really continue that. But yeah, I think it would be okay for a season, wearing the Claret shorts.
Well, we survived purple shirts, which I love the purple shirt. I should have bought a purple shirt, and I never.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
On eBay.
Yeah.
We survived purple shirts. We survived black shirts. I have one of those. We've survived all these non-traditional things that people are freaked out about. I think we'll survive claret shorts. I think it's if we win in claret shorts, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what if we win.
What do you think, Wally?
The shorts are a little bit strange on the home kit, I think. But you know, I'm not. People really seem to be consumed by the kits, and it's like I want to see good play on the field. You know, I don't really care what they're wearing per se, but I would like to get the away jersey without the Betway. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and you saw the pictures on Twitter that someone posted with the Betway and claret. If they had that as an option, man, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. Like that, I love how the claret. I mean, the Betway and claret looks so much better than black, obviously.
Yeah, the black doesn't.
It doesn't work.
No, not at all. What does it say here? I get some comments. Actually, a lot of comments in the chat. So, and there's only 2 people in there. So let's. I know something's going on here. What the hell's going on? Scary. Is this Gary and Wayne?
Gary and Wayne.
Jesus Christ, irrelevant. I'm not going to say that. Dude, no, they're just bickering back and forth about.
Gary just saying stuff that you'd rather not say.
No, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of ha ha ha, and Gabe is the beast, the best. Just came back on. All right, okay. Wayne says the power just came back on. And then Gary said my kits should be here any day now. And then Wayne says nobody cares about that French team. And then Gary says too right, Wayne. Nobody cares about French, period. and then they're laughing. I can't read fast. And then Wayne's down the bottom saying read faster. I'm like, I can't read faster. My eyes are watering. Jesus Christ, this is funny shit. Gary says the claret shorts for home looks shit. So that's Gary's opinion. All right. So I listen, guys, just so you guys know, especially, Gabe Wally, if you can't tell already, we love everybody we've had on so far. And the guys in the chat room, the banter is fantastic. And we've met a lot of awesome people through doing this show. And it's like building a family almost, of friends, which is really cool. Even, from our very first guest to our very first guest was Kevin in Columbus. I've had him back on a couple times. Eventually we'd like to get you guys back on in random periods. If you guys are interested in coming back on the show to do other things, maybe like a match preview, a review when the time comes, or transfer stuff. If you guys want to pop in from time to time, just let me know you're open and I'll try to fit you guys in because we love talking to you so far. I
want to get it. I want to get on with the women. That would,
it's funny because we're in the process of talking to a lot more of them actually. So a lot of the European girls, because a lot of them not just from England but further in Europe, there's a couple of Norwegians and whatnot. And
it's fascinating. Like I'm really curious how that works because they're not making big salaries or anything. So especially how I'm really looking forward to Thursday's show because I'd love to hear how the Americans are faring in London and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and there's a third American girl that is not going to be on this particular show that we're going to end up having. She said she definitely wants to do the show, so we're going to have
Brianna,
her on yeah, exactly. And then
she's awesome, yeah.
And we've reached out to Claire, who retired, and Rafferty, and she's interested. It's just a matter of booking a date. So with the English guest, it's tough if they're in England, whereas Ian Bishop's living in United States, so it's easy to get him on compared to getting Kenny Brown on, or and so on. But no, we'd love to have you guys on. But my point is that Wayne and Gary, man, those are two of probably my favorite characters that we've had on as guests, and probably two of my favorite people that I've met ever. It's really cool that we're getting to meet a lot of people, and the banter between us and you guys, especially on the chat, we have so much fun in the chat in these shows too. So I love it, man. And Scott Davis too. That's another guy that he comes in from time to time and does that. I'm just.
Hey Gabe, do you mind if I ask Gabe real quick? Do your mom and dad know what you're like? Do they know what you're doing here on Sunday and Thursday nights?
Not really.
But it's not like you're, it's of all the things you can do on the internet, this is probably one of the clean. Let's put it that way.
I have to say, Gabe really brings the banter in the chat room. It's awesome. I love it, Gabe. Good job.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
No, you got, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But Gabe is always, I don't know, Lee. Do you ever look back at the live chats?
Yeah.
No, not really.
It's always
suggest-
like, yeah,
Don't.
it's fun though. It's just, it's all fun. He mentions a lot about TCU and Texas. He'll do a lot of that banter, and then we'll have like a drinking game with the PSG thing, and
Really?
it's
That's brilliant. I love it.
it's fun, but obviously we don't drink. I mean, but yeah, it's a lot
Well,
of
we
fun,
also
man.
have Tompkins. We wait for Tompkins
Yeah,
Oh,
references.
Jesus
or,
Christ!
or
Yeah.
rants about
Fabianski.
Fabianski. Yeah.
Or any goalie ever.
We up until last season, we had beaten Texas 4 times in a row. Until they beat
Yeah,
us.
we beat them this year.
I know. But I'm just saying, it's little old TCU and great big Texas. So
Hey, we were bad for a really long time.
but you're good
The
now.
last time
No, you're
we're
good
on
now.
the-
I realize that.
we're on the up.
You got a great quarterback and a really good coach. So
Wayne wants to know. He has a question for Gabe. He said, how do you manage to watch the early shows? Like, do you skip school? Do you leave school? What's going on?
I've wondered about that.
We don't
So,
want to condone any of that.
usually, it's my second period and my sixth period in high school. So they're my laid back classes, so I'm usually allowed to have my phone around. They're not like core classes. My
Oh,
main 4. So
you
usually
don't
they
have the
just
volume
say
on.
like,
You're
They say
totally
what-
watching us at Austin High School.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's awesome, man.
but
I
school's
love.
out now, so I'll be able to watch a lot more, like all the midweek.
What did I do in high school? We couldn't do that in high school. I just doodled on my notebook.
Yeah, we got.
Nothing you could do.
We have computers now. They gave us all computers.
That's awesome.
I know it's a whole different world. It's brilliant. It's a whole different world. So you guys, I don't know if you guys have seen. We're back in for Maxi Gomez. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah, I saw that.
There's
It brought me back to.
any way that's going to happen?
Okay, so hold on a
I-
second. You guys remember hearing me bitch about Maxi Gomez and all that stuff? You ever heard me?
Yeah.
About as much as Fabianski and about as much as Mitrovic. Jesus, when I put my hands on my freaking desk, my thing just shakes. All right, so calm the fuck down.
I thought you were having an
There we go.
earthquake over there.
No, Jesus Christ. Well, I don't know what's going on. What am I on? What's going on? Anyway,
Coffee.
I was completely no. I'm
It's the
mellow,
flavor.
man.
No,
I'm
it's the flavor.
cool,
Flavor
dude.
is
Yeah,
shaking.
man. It's Mother Earth coffee. So anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Maxi Gomez. Okay,
Yeah.
I was completely opposed to spending 50 million pounds or 40 whatever million pounds it was supposed to be for that one guy. But now that they're talking about Labotka, whatever the fuck his name is, that guy is a beast. Holy shit, would he be awesome with Declan Rice? And fuck Gomez, Gomes, whatever the fuck his name is. Andre, the depressed baby from Everton.
Everton guy,
Yeah, like listen, this guy's an animal. Slovenians or Slovakians, whatever the hell he is, he's those bastards are mental. Like he's the type of guy that doesn't give a fuck about anything. He's like Arnie, but loyal. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the type of guy that I would love with Declan Rice. Holy shit.
He seems like a real West Ham type player to me. He does.
Hell yeah.
He seems like a cult hero.
And if that means we have Maxi Gomez come along in that package deal, I'd be absolutely happy with that. 100%.
Yeah.
I'd be happy for Gomez then.
You guys know the rule. If it's been mentioned in the British press, it won't actually happen. So I don't know.
I know. It's still early.
X is saying that we're still in on it. So we'll see. But
I remember back in the summer.
It's done. Yeah,
back in the summer, we were in for Anderson, and then we were out, and then we were back in, and then we bought him then. So
No, that's
amazing.
That one did actually happen. No, you're right. That one did actually happen. And usually, you're right. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see some intent with the owners.
I'm just really confident now that, like you said, or you mentioned that X, if X says it's still where we're going in for it, then I think that it's really a thing. So, no, that's cool. These bastards in the chat, man. Love them, I do. Yeah, but yeah. So, what were we talking about?
So I want to ask Wally a question.
Okay.
Do you over the last 40 years have you kept up with anybody you went to school with over there?
Just like one or two people. That's it. Yeah. Well, it was hard back in the day. You know, we would send letters back and forth, you know, in
Yeah.
the 80s.
It wasn't easy.
And I went, let's see, I went right when I graduated from high school here. I went over to the UK and saw some of my old friends and stuff.
Nice.
And then one or two of them have come here, and I've seen them here. And one time I went skiing with one of them in Europe. That was it was in 1990, I think. So
That was 10 years ago.
yeah. It seems like it was just 10 years ago.
As far as I'm concerned, 1990 was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which makes me about 25, something like that. Anyway.
But I'll tell you what, when I had the English accent when I came back, and I went into halfway through junior year of high school, and I had this English accent, and boy, was I popular with the women or the girls. It was the best thing. Gabe, I recommend pick up a nice Cockney accent, and
Sure, Wayne can.
You're out of school for the year, right? You're done for the summer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a job this summer? Or are you just like kicking it around the house?
No, that's next summer.
That's next summer. Yeah, because you're
he's young.
16, something like
15.
that.
15.
Yeah. So enjoy your last summer of freedom because this is
Start working.
Here. But yeah, maybe you should get you should just start watching like The Firm and watch Green Street. I'm pretty sure you've seen it many times.
Yeah.
The accents aren't very good in Green Street, but they're pretty good.
I know.
Yeah,
the main characters is terrible.
And so get some Cockney accents. Like start watching some old BBC shows over.
That's the thing. So it's like recommending The Firm to somebody. It's tough because, especially to like someone less than 25 years old,
it's very violent.
They look not just that, but they look at the quality of it and they're like, this is boring. This is like a black and white film,
Yeah. 1988, 89.
But no, the accents and the atmosphere and the actual quality of the film, like the actual acting and whatnot, and the realism and all that good stuff. The Firm is probably the best hooligan movie I've ever seen. Green Street is more up to date.
Green Street's entertaining.
Every once in a while, I'll say just British terms like out of nowhere after watching like all these West Ham channels on YouTube and stuff. So I'll be saying like British terms and no one understands it. So it's pretty funny. They all bully me. So
before you started watching us, what other shows do you watch on YouTube?
Well,
West Ham?
First, the thing that got me first into West Ham, not the first thing that I watched was Hammer and Talk.
Yep.
And then that led me into West Ham Fan TV, Hammer's Chat, JPWHU TV this summer. When he started his channel, I started getting into him. Who else? Orange United this summer. I got into him because of all this transfer news. I think that's it. There's probably more I can't name off the top of my head.
They got in their chat rooms?
No. They don't do. Well, they do lives on like stupid hours because they're in
yeah.
UK.
Wally,
So
do you watch those?
Do
you watch those other shows too?
Yeah. I watch a lot of them, and a shout out to the American West Ham podcast because I was listening to those guys, and they do a really good job.
Yeah.
And Tony actually is from Philly, and I was hoping to find like a Philly Hammer group, and I think there is one.
There is, or was, or what? The question mark.
Okay.
He was Harrisburg, so he's a couple of hours from Philly.
Yeah, now he's in Harrisburg. Yeah. But he was going to Temple University, which is that's downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he told me that the Philly Hammers were meeting, and this was like a year or so ago, that they meet on South Street, which is the other side of Philly. And it's really I'm in the same situation as you guys with the Boston Hammers, where it's a commitment for me to get downtown and across town.
Yeah.
So
we live in like older cities, you know what I mean? Like back when roads were not properly developed.
Oh yeah.
And there's no easy direct way to get anywhere, and because of that, over time,
still not properly maintained around.
Well, that's the thing. They get even worse as time goes on.
They are worse. Yeah, it's hard to get even on a Saturday. Well, we moved to the beach yesterday, Tim. Up in Salisbury, it took like 45 minutes to get there because we got traffic for like half an hour.
I went to the Red Sox game today, man, and I had to go coming back. I almost got fucking lost. Because they had some regatta going on the fucking Charles River, and they closed down fucking one of the main roads. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So I had to hop on the Pike, Pike, which is a total fucking road. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a I totally feel you. And honestly, I've gotten lost around Philly, Wally. It was many years ago, but I got lost around Philly one time before the days of GPS, and man, it was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I used to. My wife went to business school at University of Pennsylvania, and we used to live down in West Philadelphia, right by the school there. And
That's a great business school. That's one of
Yeah,
the better
yeah.
business schools in the country, really.
Yeah, that was probably even though she supports Tottenham or likes Harry Kane, thinks he's cute. She is a very smart financial person. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, when Harry Kane is 40 years old and he's finishing his career, he'll play for West Ham. So
Yeah.
That'll be the day.
Right.
He's broken down. He'll have like 5 appearances for us.
Yeah.
No goal. Yeah. Something she can see.
But as far as having a group, I'm listening to like Wayne and Gary. I'm ready to hop on a plane and go hang out with those guys.
You should.
So
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah.
Tim did it.
I hung out with Wayne and that crew, and
How was
let me
that?
tell you, that was awesome. The match.
It looks like they have a great time.
They do. They do. And it was everybody there was just phenomenal. And honestly, there's certain groups that depending on the cities and whatnot. I mean, I can't put it. I don't want to say that. Never mind. What I want to say is basically, how West Ham fans are. They're all super loyal people. They're all characters in their own right. So you're going to have a good time no matter where you go. But obviously, when you go to places in the South in general, the people are more, they're warmer people anyway.
Yeah, they're very welcoming.
So welcoming. So more welcoming. Not saying that they're not welcome anywhere else, but just saying they're more. So obviously going to South Carolina and hanging out with Gary, that would be a fucking riot.
Oh yeah.
And then going to Dallas with with Wayne and them, that would just be a fantastic time, and it was a fantastic time. Unfortunately, I got to watch that Man United match where the referees fucked us in the what. So yeah, no, these bastards are making fun of me in the goddamn chat room, saying Anyway, so basically, Gary was saying, check out the Cockney Rhyming Slang Dictionary.
Yes, we need to learn that. This is very important. Gary's right about this. Cockney rhyming slang is fascinated me ever since Mr. Bentley explained it in an episode of The Jeffersons many years ago. Now Gabe has no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, The Jeffersons was a sitcom in the 70s and 80s. And there was a big character
on TV today. It is.
Mr. Bentley. Yeah, it is on TV today. Mr. Bentley was the next door neighbor. He was English. And at one point.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Mr. Bentley?
Yes.
He said something about plates of meat, which is Cockney rhyming slang for feet. And George Jefferson's like, say what? And so he goes through a whole list of Cockney rhyming slang words with George Jefferson. And that was, I saw that as a kid, and I started thinking, that's cool. That's fascinating. Because then you say things that nobody else, you speak in English, but nobody knows what you're saying, right? Which is why they did it to begin with. It was so that the little these Cockney kids could like steal stuff and get away with stuff and communicate with each other, but nobody would know what they're saying,
That's funny.
So I need to use more of the rhyming slang, although there's some things I think as an American you should not say. You should not say quid. Quid does not sound good coming out of an American mouth. And I don't wanker. I just like wanker all the time.
Wanker.
Nah, it just doesn't sound good.
Wanker.
It doesn't sound good, but it does anyway.
Well, I have a funny story about. I went to the only West Ham game I've been to was the one they had in North Carolina, and they played that like third division or whatever, the Railhawks.
Yeah, the Railhawks.
Yeah. So I went to that game.
Did we still lose? Did we still lose, or did that?
Well, no, it was
tied.
hilarious. We actually tied, but I went there and I was sitting next to a nice family, and this was right after the Payet year where and this kid, I think it was like his graduation present. They had driven up from South Carolina, and his parents took him to the game, and I was chatting with him. He was a really nice kid, but then let's see, the other team. Oh, that's right. It was Winston Reed scored an own goal.
Yeah.
To first. So the other team went 1-0 up, and there was this guy standing like over to the side, and obviously he was a West Ham, and I don't know if he was an expat or he'd come over. He had been drinking like all day. He was totally wasted.
It was Gary.
It was who?
It was Gary.
It's Gary from South
No,
Carolina.
it was not Gary. This guy looked more like you, Lee. He had like a big beard and all this stuff. But he was tossing out the language. He was so angry at Billich and everything, and he was tossing out the C word
Oh yeah,
You know, F and C word, and in this country, the C word is
that's
probably
a bomb.
the worst. Yeah.
That's a bomb. Yeah.
I mean, over in England, they throw it around like it's nothing, but
Yeah.
here, so then I turn around and this family, they moved their son far away from this guy. So the mom and dad were suddenly sitting next to me, and the son was as far away from this guy as he could possibly be. Yeah. So it's pretty
Did
fun.
you when you were there? Did you meet anybody else from any? Did you talk to anybody
No,
else?
I
from
was,
your sports group at all, or
I went on my own. My wife was going to go with me, but then she was, she bailed, and so I just went on my own. I flew in, went to the game, stayed overnight, and just flew right back out.
because it seems like a lot of our guests went. I mean, have gone to that game.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they all didn't meet each other.
Yeah, well, those
crazy.
Brawley and Tony actually met each other there.
Yeah.
What I should have done was gone to the pub beforehand. That's where it seemed like a lot of people were meeting, and
Gotcha.
and I didn't get into that, so I missed out on that.
That's where I think that's where a lot of the actual sort of
It's
banter
fucking
and action happens at the pub beforehand.
Yeah.
But more so than at the match. Yeah.
And there was a whole section of West Ham supporters, and they were all standing, and they were just going crazy. And I was on the other side, in a kind of a mixed section where there was, that was probably their biggest. In fact, they announced that was their biggest attendance ever for the Railhawks was, when West Ham came to town. So there were a lot of West Ham people. Yeah.
Well,
and then who was it, Tim? Who did we have on? Oh, you know what? It was Richard, Wayne's friend down in Dallas. He was on with me on Thursday, and he was saying that was a great atmosphere. That the atmosphere at that game in Carolina, with the huge rainstorm and the thunderstorm and all that, it reminded him of the best old days at the Boleyn, because people went, it was raining, everybody decided to just go crazy. So I think you got to see some like really legitimate, like West Ham sort of fan atmosphere there.
Well, absolutely. The section where it was it was packed with West Ham. In fact, some of the West Ham people sitting near me, they went over across there because they wanted to be in with the action where everybody was jumping around and singing and standing up, and that looked like a blast. So, but then this rainstorm came in, and all the British people were like, why do we have to leave the stands? What's the deal with leaving the stands? We'll just wait here. And we were sitting on metal stands.
Right.
And it was a lightning storm. And I'm like, dude, you got to get off of here, because if a bolt of lightning hits the stand, we're all fried.
You're toast.
So,
I don't think they don't get storms like that.
No, they don't.
They don't get lightning. They get rain.
They don't get lightning. Yeah, they don't. When I was, well, again,
They get lots of rain.
When I was living in France, every now and then we get a big thunderstorm. We get a lot of lightning. Lightning is not something they're used to. They don't get that lightning will just fry you if you're sitting on a metal stand.
Yeah.
So,
when I lived in England, I barely remember seeing lightning there. So it's
winds, stuff like that, but
yeah,
not the electrical stuff they don't really get.
Yeah, they don't really get that. No.
There's a few things I want to mention. Also, we're going to probably wrap it up soon. I just want to mention to Gabe especially, man, next year, hopefully, you get your license, next year?
Yeah, I just got my permit on my birthday.
Well, that's awesome, man, because that means this upcoming season, you get your license, man. There used to be a supporters group in Austin. I don't know what happened to them. Exactly. So I don't know what's up with that. But in the meantime, travel to the nearest,
Yeah, I always find myself in Dallas sometimes, so I'm thinking maybe I'll go up there.
Dude, that would be the best place. Listen, Wayne would take awesome care.
They would really good to you.
I won't be able to drink, but
no, that's fine. No, but they would take great care of you. They make awesome. I don't know if you drink coffee, man. They make the best coffee I've ever had from a bar, ever. But anyway, they have Shirley Temple's there.
It's only 200 miles. It's only 200 miles to Dallas.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours.
It's like, it's right up the highway though, right? It's up 35, so it's no big deal. You just go right up 35. Yeah.
It's funny, when I was in England and I was Gabe's age, every Friday night we were down the pub. We had a regular pub that we went to. Well,
I was going to ask you, Gabe, would your mom and dad take you to watch a game somewhere if you wanted to? Would they take you out to to a restaurant or bar or whatever in the morning?
In the morning?
Yeah, watch a game live.
I don't really ask them that much, just because I prefer being home, I guess. Just because there's not any other West Ham fans, they don't want to deal with a bunch of Manchester City fans, and we're losing by 5.
No, I don't blame. Oh man, we know that feeling after the Everton debacle in Boston. Yeah.
The other thing is that Gary wants to mention as well that you know, we should all like seriously plan on, you know, a trip overseas, obviously, to go see them in London and whatnot, because you know, there's absolutely nothing like it. There really isn't, man. Even the atmosphere, even at, I don't know, watching them play against Huddersfield or something like that, or watching them play against a nobody team, you know what I mean? It's still, it's like college football, American football, really. I mean, the atmosphere is insane. It's obviously not as tight, and you know, it's not the same as the bowling. Obviously, that's a different scenario. It's like packing the University or Texas's, you know, fans into I don't know, University of North Texas's stadium. You know, it's or that atmosphere. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's the bowl-in situation. But now that we're in a bigger stadium, it's more like, I don't know, University of North Texas playing at friggin' University of Texas Stadium. You know, but anyway, the atmosphere is it's insane over there. I mean, there's very different things we can do. Someone just mentioned here the boats. There's also you know, this actual official supporters club, and there's also different places like the hardcore fans like to hang out with the cart and horses, and there's also the Carpenter's Arms for, like, you know, it's, if you want sing song, you know what I mean? There's so many different places to go over there, and the atmosphere outside of the game is fantastic. And obviously the guys from Hammers Chat, the guys from West Ham Fan TV, they hang out and whatnot, and it's really cool.
Can't you drink when you're 16 in the UK? Isn't that
I think it's 18.
I think it's 18.
It used to be 16 in France.
It's 16 in France still. It's definitely
still is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's
but when even though it was 18, we went to the pub. We were 16, and we were regulars there every Friday night. So
no, I mean, I don't think they really care that much.
No, they didn't care. They really didn't care.
We should all, when we take our trip, we should chip in or do a GoFundMe or something to get Gabe a ticket so he can come with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
I need to figure that out. Like, I'm going to be going in October, I think, because my daughter's competing in the OCR World Championships, and it's outside of London.
Oh,
so when I
what is OCR? What is OCR?
It's obstacle course racing. It's like Spartan races and Tough Mudder.
Right.
Yeah,
you watch your episode with Holly Worthington?
I did, yes. So
I
would love to hook up with her. Yeah.
Yeah, she does that.
Or get my daughter together. Yeah, sorry. I would love to get my daughter and her together.
He's only saying what we're all thinking. But that's
well, I know. It was definitely a Freudian slip there. I don't know.
Actually, I think
it's all good. I know what you mean. So yeah,
is more likely to be in that category. Anyway,
she's super. Listen, she's one of the most nicest people. She's very approachable on Twitter as well, and whatnot. So absolutely, man.
Yeah. Well, once I figure out, you know, what this, it's going to depend on the schedule that I guess comes out this week. So, we'll be going. Yeah.
At worst, hope that they have a local away match. You know.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to go see them at Selhurst Park, or go see at Amherst?
But is that feasible? I mean, can I get a ticket, or do I have to? I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, no, you can.
Okay.
I mean, there'd be a lot.
Now that
who can help you,
we know. Yeah, there's a lot of people that would help you too. There's a lot of people.
Awesome.
They'd be more than happy to help.
You know what? You went over there. Listen, I mean, you're a regular viewer here. You've been on the show now. If you went over there, they would take you right in. You know what I mean? The Hammer Shack guys and the West Ham TV guys, and you know.
Oh yeah, I'd love to meet Gonzo and Gio.
So yeah,
I'd be like fanboying with those guys. I'd be like, "Whoa, this is Gonzo! Wow."
Yeah, no, I would too. I'd be the same way.
That's how it was for me when I went over there. Yeah, I couldn't even. I didn't even approach Gio because he was eating breakfast in the next table, and I didn't want to interrupt him, even though we're 10, not even 10 feet away from each other. But then, I forced myself into line to do the fan cam, and sure enough, the guy right before me was Dom.
Wow.
So I'm like, dude, wow, you're a lot taller than I thought, man, because he's taller than me. I'm like 6'2". So
okay.
and then what's his name? and so I talked to Nikki. I was too nervous to go over there and talk to Scott Collier and Dan Lawless. So then later on, the group that I was with went to, another location, and Ryan Archer was there. So the guy that we're having on tomorrow, and he was so approachable, so just, yeah, man, awesome, and very, easy to talk to. But no, they're really cool guys. But apparently the boats is the hot spot with Gio and Gonzo. And
Right. Yeah.
Does Mike do that too? Doesn't Mike go on the boats? Mike on Mondays? Doesn't he go on the boats?
And Mike on Mondays goes on the boats too. Yeah. And but I wish I saw, I know Nick Tucker was sitting at that booth next to me for that I was talking about with Gio and this guy Tom Down. Tom has also been on a bunch of the
is he on Hammer Shot?
He's appeared on both.
Okay.
He's friends with Gio, but he's and Nick obviously, but he appeared on a bunch of fan cams like the season that I went, so not the 17-18 season. I haven't seen him much in the fan cam anymore, but no, we're gonna have him on too. I reached out to him again saying, listen, we'd like to have you on as well. And also going to mention that Jack Collison will be coming on in the next within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That'll be probably our biggest show to date. I mean, Ian Bishop's going to be a huge show for us, which is awesome. But yeah.
Don't forget the West Ham women. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about that. Listen,
I think it'll be fascinating.
I do too. I've always been
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Especially coming from an American perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think one of them went to UT actually. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So there's another Texan.
Yeah, hook 'em horns. I don't think she's from Texas. I don't think she's from Texas. But she went to UT.
Whatever. I mean,
she counts.
I think if you go to UT, it pretty much counts.
Yeah, everyone's going here now.
And it'll be nice to have Allie back too, because Allie, man, like she's so committed to that team, and she went to every single match, home and away, last season for them, and she's going to help us out this year with the match previews and so on, and that'll be awesome. So we're going to make a regular thing out of that, and we're trying to come up with different show ideas and whatnot to fill out our scheduling so that we can have something every single day, like I mentioned earlier on in the show. But again, can't thank you guys enough. So you guys are awesome to finally meet you guys. Seriously, just keep sticking around the chat room. If you guys do want to appear again, just let me know off the air, and I'll try to figure something out for you guys, because we're trying to add more content and stuff.
You guys ever find? Listen, and this is true of anybody who comes on our show. If you guys find yourselves in the Boston area, where I do this show is up in my attic. I've got a big like king size mattress up here and another twin mattress. I got people staying up here with us all the time. Come stay with us. We're like 30 miles north of the city, so it's not like you're right in Boston, but you can get in pretty easily.
I go to Boston quite often, so
come on.
Cool.
Come on.
We should go for a drink or something if you're.
We should definitely.
We live like 2 miles apart. We live very close to each other. You guys have a place
literally 10 minutes
in our attic, and we'll go out and we'll go down to the city and have a drink. And
we'll have some Strava craft first thing in the morning. And
so Gabe, if your school ever does like a trip, like my niece just went to Washington D.C. with her school. If your school ever does like one of those history trips to Boston, you sign up, all right? And then you ditch them. You ditch them once you get here, okay? You ditch them and you hang out with us.
Yeah, we'll definitely. We're also going to be planning some trips too.
I know the old guys.
Once
that's the only time I'll find myself in Boston.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Listen, I don't give a shit because I really don't care so much about it myself. Like when I was a kid, when I was 6 years old, my dad told me, pick a team. Doesn't matter where they are, just pick a team. And that's your team for life. And obviously I grew up in an area where it was just the 4 major sports. So I picked a team, but my dad also said, it doesn't have to be a local team. So I saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had the creamsicle uniforms and that killer friggin' Buccaneer Bruce with a knife in his mouth. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. So I fell in love with that. Like I fell in love with West Ham because of the colors and the logo. You know what I mean? Like I was like, yes. And then I did more history. So anyway,
terrible.
Oh, terrible, dude! 2-14.
Oh
yeah, it was absolutely horrible. But again, I stuck with him, this whole time. So anyway, and where was I going with this? I don't remember. So anyway, my point is, I'm not a Boston sports fan like everybody seems to think, even though I'm up in this area. That's my point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't come to Boston just for Boston sports. Come to Boston just because it's a great city. hang out with us.
Yeah,
Boston-
exactly. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I've been to Boston once, and I had my Cowboys jersey on, and I was going to Fenway, and my dad told me to take it off because they will spit on you.
No, they won't.
No,
No,
it's
they
it's a
They
what?
said
No
they hate the
way.
Cowboys.
Might have
up here.
20 years ago, but they don't do that anymore. We're too Boston
No.
sports are too successful now, right?
Yankees maybe, but not
Yeah,
This is when
not
the Red
Cowboys.
Sox were
Man.
You know what though? I've been to Red Sox Yankees games with people wearing Yankees jerseys. Nobody spits on them. It's just sports. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. It's not that
Where do
Well,
you go?
if you came to Philly with your Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah.
then you'd
Oh,
be in
yeah.
trouble.
Philly is a different thing altogether.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
Philly is.
It's a
I
whole other thing.
dress in plain. I just dress in plain beige when I go to Philly.
Yeah.
No affiliations whatsoever.
Yeah, smart.
That's easy.
All right, guys. Let's call it. Come on, you irons.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you
Thank
guys.
you.
I'll talk to you guys
Come on, you
in 1 minute, right?
That was awesome. Thank
Come on,
you.
you guys.